Akuya.
Yes.
Eti say.
Boko now so.
Nyame adom Ghana boko.
Nyame adom boko. Now so.
Nyame adom me pegana aduane adi wo ho. Enti se wobetumi anya bode ne kontomire ne banche nom de abreme a enkamani beje pa obi be ba US nyame adom next week.
Na ko de abrel.
Yo. Enti no o de kekani nyina bom na nipa no ba me de number be ma na wa fro why. Matter. Ene bye. Bye.
Hey, Kewo, they be a phone tarwa, so and then if a bunch in a body free Ghana, Bremedi ansem.
Akuya ma figure na aduane ba wonim say US answer the edin so be nya Ghana aduane ato.
O de krom ha say what ha kwa, enti ne ekoso wo hanu mu nyina onte ye. Say manimi we na twam. Ya de Ghana ba US abrochima mu hanum say Charlotte Way Tropical Market. Obenya nnuane bi te say enwo, mackerel ahoro nyina abenkwan a ye de agu chance mu eno so benya bi wo ho. Eye Maggi sardine ahoro bayere bode potato brodo enyadoa emu gari wele prekese beans ebro ntos milo kokonte momo ne krampo no upebia ubenya bi o Charlotte Way
edina wo boy na mahu baby kro we na madam fu bi di ho adanse de kire me no yes omoton African way nyina
anne sawadam fu ni di ho adanse kire o de anaye no kretrodo omotonton African way GT pentoma ai de apempa me ma shirt kama e de apam manta de eye dress skirt kawa sandal shoes slippers any coat omutimisha office any baby bia nyina Charlotte Way Tropical Market etonton bi wo ho no ahwene e so de beto sisi ana de beto sa na so de beto 9 po ne Charlotte Way etonton bi wo ho no hwehwe ye kira kwan e wo 396 West Pike Street number C Lawrenceville Georgia 30046 Fryer wa telephone number we so 678-682-3577 Charlotte Way Tropical Market, African, Caribbean, and Latino market.
Your one-stop tropical shop.
You and just your grace, you have changed my story. Protocol breaker, you made a way. You turned my morning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. Could not have made it without you.
We shout to me say any video grokra ya hwe ama ye hu say ye afi ye abato afi ntino obia ni abre obia bonto a nti yankonkofwe winim say nana bedi akon ye kotofoforo a wabeto nsuo kora nti senia mo hwe ya ye nkonkotio no sombra emse na wotwe mu anase na wotwe mu na ensem bi eduhi ewo amansantinta kese so a enipa bebre enti omo ase se abranti se wo ba se kwantenkron ana se wo ba se wotai bi obi echire enti no amana kwakoye kese na asa eti yekotie no yekotie na kwame bediako ensembia odi tuja evia yetie ahoho wotun safre won omoso asamoka ye PLO Pan Africanist PLO Patrick Lumumba ono so ababe kasa enti yankunkutie Nana Kwame Mra.
I grew up in a farmland somewhere in Ghana, in Kumasi. And I was birthed by a woman who is a spiritualist. And she raised me on a farmland. But she raised me with the fear of the Lord. And she gave me a capital. The capital was the advice she gave me. She said, son, learn how to give to the world, and the world will always come embracing you. I took those words with me. And that was the beginning of the birth of the New Africa Foundation. That wasn't the name then, but we were givers. So we have been givers for 3 decades. And it grew, and it grew, and it grew. But I thought that having a foundation was just about giving. As it was growing, I realized that it's also about being responsible for the society you belong to. And that's how today we're sitting here. 7 months ago, I decided that the greatest voices in Africa should come together and start to speak for how Africa should be governed by Africans and not foreigners and not other people who are interested in whatever resources that we have in our countries. But we should be responsible for our own human resource and mineral resources. And the only way to do that is to industrialize our people and our minerals. So I want to use this moment to first of all thank all of you to accept this invitation. How would I have thought of myself that coming from a farmland, 6-year-old boy that didn't have anything, would one day call upon people like you, and you will accept my invitation? A young man like me, and people that can birth me, people that can be my aunties, my uncles, my leaders, my presidents. But you listened to the voice of the young man, and you came here to speak to the youth and the people of Africa. They say the greatest creation, or the most pinnacle creation, is the human's mind, and it must be used for a good purpose. Africa is lacking education, but not the type of education like Doctor was talking about. The sort of education that should come from our own. How to learn about our own resources, how to know to add value to our people. When you take value away from people, you stop the economy of your own country. You stop the growth of your own country. When you add value to the people, the country starts to grow. And Africa is about to grow because we are ready to add value to humanity, to the people who are Africans. So the purpose of New Africa is not only to give you food, is not only to organize a convention for us to meet and give you knowledge, but it's also to stand up and become responsible for the social responsibilities of this continent that will build the youth. For the future of Africa is in the hands of the youth. They have more years ahead of them. And at least we have lived half through our lifetime, and some of us have even gone past that, but we thank God for giving us life. And we need to think about our children. We need to think about the youth who are coming up. So again, when I look at this opportunity, I don't take it lightly. You might call it a failure. I see it as an opportunity. Being here and being with us is 4 different leaders from 4 different sides of Africa coming to Ghana makes me feel that this is the headquarters of Africa. People have value for Ghana. They have value for Accra. When I was growing up, one of my favorite mentors was Kwame Nkrumah. And I had to find out the true story about him. His mother used to cross a river to go to the farm. And one day, in the river, his mother had stepped on a fish. And he pointed the fish and said, "Mama, you're standing on a fish." So the mother dipped her hand in the water, picked the fish, and they said that was illegal according to the tradition of the Nzimas. So they took the fish and Kwame Nkrumah to the palace. And the chief, the king, said, "Who found the fish?" And the woman said, "My son." And the king said to the woman, "Cook the fish for your son to eat." Now, the point that I'm trying to make is that Kwame Nkrumah was ordained. He was already ordained, and we couldn't change that. Patrice Lumumba is ordained. Dr. Arikana is ordained. Peter Obi is ordained. We need to start to respect ordination. Our leaders are ordained for a reason. Who would have thought that kid at the back of the woman one day will have the whole world talking about him, about the changes that he wanted to bring in Africa? The leaders of Africa, I would like to use this moment to urge that please look into your youth. You have the Nkrumahs in there. You have the Marcus Garveys in there. You have the Martin Luthers in there. You have great leaders in the youth. Give them the chance. Let them just help. Let them add value to the people. Let them support us. Let's support ourselves. Let's build ourselves again. And on this note, I would like to say sorry to those that couldn't participate with us in the convention. But right here, I am seeing the convention.
This is the convention.
It is the birth of the convention.
This is the convention.
So I would say that we probably would choose another African country one of these days and still spread the word of the convention. Because today marks a constitutional day in our country, and I believe that New Africa is born again here, and the convention has sparked from here. So I would like to encourage all of you to believe in this convention that the voices of Africa is being ignited for the right reasons. And thank you very much. And
thank you.
Nana Kwame Bediako and Yetse Ninkano. As some more kind of munia when ye munia and this is a young man. We invite you, these 4 Pan-Africanists that were mobile. So money a mebunum a war a ye Ghana e babekasa neso indruho. Sa in Shemodiana ambasso, but would see in the customer and say a new convention is born, and I say is birth. So what is wrong? What is exactly wrong? Everybody will be an idea, be a candidate, yeah, senior Piena Basa. But he will say, yeah, he made some really good statement, but people are having it very, very difficult to understand him say, anyway,
I believe for all of us, we came here to Accra, Ghana, to share our message. It's the message of hope. It's the message that Africa needs at this time. And there is no better place in the continent of Africa to begin that message than Accra, Ghana. It is in this Accra, Ghana that the Osagie for Kwame Nkrumah, almost 67 years ago, spoke to the world and told the world that the independence of Ghana meant nothing if the continent of Africa was not free. 67 years later, we were congregating here in Accra, in the very same place where the founding fathers and mothers of Ghana congregated to share the message of hope. Invited as we were by the New Africa Foundation with one single instruction that we have lamented for too long, agonized for too long, and the time is now to organize. That is the innocent message that we came here to deliver. And in a manner totally inexplicable to us, we are not at that venue. But is it not the wise to say, when the world serves you a lemon, ask not for an orange, make yourself lemonade? We are here, therefore, to say that the message will be alive and well. And you who are here, young and old, you are the conduit via which we are now telling the world that the journey of hope continues apace, not only within the continent of Africa, which is the mother continent, but to Africans in the diaspora. I have no doubt in my mind that there is a conspiracy of sorts by the elements that it should happen the way it has happened. So this is not an occasion for lamentation. It is an occasion for redoubling our efforts. And our presence here in Accra, Ghana, my good friend, Honorable Obi, my dear sister, Dr. Rikana Chihombri Kwao, this is the occasion for which the English word serendipity was created. It is a serendipitous occasion that heralds a great future for the continent of Africa. So that looking forward, a meeting such as this will happen not only here in Accra, Ghana, but I look forward to a meeting such as this taking place in Ouagadougou, in Burkina, taking place in Dakar, in Senegal, in Nairobi, in Kenya, in Johannesburg, in South Africa, Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, because this is about the continent of Africa. And we say this at a time when we know that Africa has promised to herself that we are going to make more intimate our interaction. This is why the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is headquartered here in Accra, Ghana. This Accra, Ghana is where all Africans of goodwill pay homage. Because out of this Accra, Ghana, there was a great son, the Osagyefo Kwame Nkrumah. Shall be well with Accra, Ghana.
It shall be well with Accra, Ghana. Dr. Patrice Lumumba and I. Yete ne kanona sisiano. What is the big deal? But we need a third party. A crossover from we just need a third party. I don't know. Say Nana Kwame or Nkwabi to me. Aye say Jumedi we are Nana Kwame Yako. I don't know. Say or Nkwabi to me. Aye say Jumedi Yompe Obi Kanho. Me mom dear come to say so between Kwame A+ and John DeMello. This is just my little suggestion. Ever had to between just put them together and then share the third force. We need a third force. A lot of people are talking about it. And they probably can want some aka say Abranti Nanka will say or pet Ghana for but you better about Nayachem Wedie a betray more ya debia betray Musisia Antino, you better about na ya pense mu yie pa na obie hunu na obiaso so ede na adwumbe tiche wa opese wo kodwo ya amanyoku we ne jese wa kwakodwo nse wo nwan so a na nia wo mu no wote ase na wafa ne sa because Ghana de ekwan bia so no we need a third force. He has just joined so but he was playing smart. Yeah, he was a little smart na will try say obey a Numa be nature say would you bring me any so but he was a Ghana for so you smart it nana kwame ko na sambre pio yeah go put yourself together and come on back yenum kakra na ibi so message na what about as a matter of fact and someone walking now yeah what you say and you're bad so yeah whatever he said it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't bad at all, but I would say, and he said, "Bobby Kaya," and I just say, "You treat me so we just had to make sure we're doing the right thing." But anyway, this 4 Stars TV, Atlanta, Georgia, USA, that K, Yetun, and Secretary at the frame, Timakramo.